touch anything at the scene.
Oh, please, as if I would. I mean, there was a dead body on the floor.
The truth, please.
No, I rubbed that dead body blind. Said he had missed a day in the last 10 days polishing it and winding it.
Last 10 days or last 10 years?
I can read.
Wait, can you? A noise that sounds like a gunshot. Could have been made with... Hey, we get there. I'm gonna go
With
back
a
this
gun!
God, push out a gun. Rinosuke, no!
Maybe we want to present the gun now. Where's the gun? Am I presenting the gun? Or present
Rinosuke, no!
Oh, present the gun. Hello, everybody! KVTV on the Sun, and welcome back to this silly case with a bunch of silly witnesses. We are in the process of proving that Broke has most likely been set up, there was no actual gunshot, and that it was timed. And we're going to present this candelabrum to prove that point. Somehow.
Take that!
As the court has already discussed, the tip of one of the candles in this candelabrum has been blown off.
Indeed, because it was struck by a bullet which presumably passed through the victim.
I don't think that's possible, my lord.
Not possible. Why?
Because of the scorching. There are gunpowder scorch marks clearly visible on the broken candle.
There are? Goodness, yes! But is it not the case that there was also scorching on the victim around the pearl entry wound?
That's right, there was. But, as we heard earlier, scorching like that only occurs when the target is at very close range, a matter of centimeters from the gun.
What's a centimeter? Can you say that in inches?
No.
Matter of inches.
We'll never know.
Also, I like that is a spelling for centimeters. All right.
That's how it's.
I
That
know.
is how it's
I know.
spelled.
It's just I never seen it that way actually. Huh.
Ah!
Ah!
Yeah.
Yes, that's how we spelled centimeters here in the past of the Great British Empire.
Which
so you spell
means
centimeters. Huh?
which means that the scorching on the candle can't possibly be the result of a gunshot.
Oh, it's not inches, huh?
You're suggesting it came from the fireworks?
Look at that,
Oh, inches, yeah.
We're not talking about that.
The fact that there's such visible scorching on the candle suggests that the fireworks must have been right next to it when it exploded. Or, to put it another way, the candle and firecrackers were joined together. The culprit somehow attached the firecrackers at a point partway down the candle. After the killer had left the scene, the candle slowly burned down along with the other two, until eventually ignited the fuse of the firecrackers, generating a loud You could say it was hot.
I have problems with that theory, actually, Naruhodo.
And that is how these three witnesses came to believe they heard a gunshot at 5 o'clock.
Well, what a plot.
What is the problem?
Well, if we tie them to and explode the one candle, why wasn't there residue of exploding to the other candles as well? Like how? Like the image that was
Because
just demonstrated.
It is because apparently in this world explosions are very fixated into one spot. I don't know.
It's a dramatic reenactment, please.
Yeah.
I've seen a few Michael Bay films. I know how explosions are supposed to work, and they don't work like that.
I don't know how to tell you this, but they don't work like that in real life either. Like Michael Bay films is not exactly the not the educational gotcha you think it is.
Okay, this is getting a bit out of hand. Allow me to properly explain it.
Oh no.
Anime bullshit. That's it.
That checks out.
That's my explanation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my counterpoint to that is that I've seen a few seasons of Power Rangers, and
I don't think that works either, sir. That's some anime bullshit. That's Sentai bullshit. There you go.
That is the progenitor to anime bullshit, Sentai bullshit.
Yeah.
But see, that's my point. My point is that it works off that same logic, and those explosions don't work like the explosion we just saw.
Well, technically, we didn't see an explosion. It cut to black, and then we saw, and then it exploded.
And this implies that the victim could have died earlier than we have been led to believe. The previous day, even.
Yeah, we got a little too we got in too deep about an exploding firecracker.
Now, just hold your horses.
My favorite part was just the silence, and then reading the line. I'm just like, okay, all right, yeah, no, that's fine.
I saw the victim going into the building, remember?
I couldn't forget that flame-colored hair, even if I wanted to. The person you saw entering the building wasn't the victim at all. Consider this.
Oh!
Obviously, anybody can wear a wig. So the person that these witnesses saw entering the building 15 minutes before the incident occurred could easily have been someone else entirely wearing the red hairpiece.
Someone else? Do you mean to say?
It was the same person who contrived the firecracker trick. In other words, Inspector Gregson's killer. Is this Kazuma? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir.
Very impressive, Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Oh no.
Oh god, he's using our pet names, our entire full name.
Kazuma?
I'm really quite amazed you've come this far. But after all, wasn't I the one who told you that you had all the makings of a great defense lawyer?
So, does that mean we win?
I also note the lack of death in this report, a stark omission. But as far as I'm concerned, this whole country's justice system leaves a lot to be desired.
Rubble?
I see we've arrived at Kazuma's TED Talk.
Order!
Prosecutor Asogi. What on earth do you mean by that statement?
I hear that many of the leading members of Britain's judiciary are present to observe this trial today. So we cannot allow even the slightest doubt to be overlooked. The defense's assertion about the time of death based on the victim's stopwatch is conjecture. But, while the possibility exists that my learned friend may be correct, we have a duty to explore it.
You're also his learned friends.
He's agreeing with Ryunosuke. I see, okay.
Well, certainly, I would agree with you.
What immediately comes to mind, of course. What was Inspector Gregson doing, and where did he go on the day before the incident?
Do you know?
The inspector always carried out his investigative work alone. His movements were treated as confidential within Scotland Yard.
Even within the yard.
However, considering the evidence we've been presented with so far, I'd say it's fairly apparent what case the man was pursuing. Wouldn't you, my learned friend?
I do have a feeling about what case he might have been investigating.
Yeah, I agree. Surely.
BL6.
Bruce Goodman.
Just bring back everything. It all comes back to the first Ace Attorney game, guys. My lord, the defense believes it can explain to the court the case that was being investigated by Inspector Gregson at the time of his death.
Very well, counsel. Present your argument to the court. Oh, by the way, you only have 4 check marks. You remember that? Remember when you did something stupid?
Yeah, we presented
right.
a gun to explain the sound of a gun.
What could make the sound of a gun? Well, this gun I have. No!
What evidence is suggestive of the case being investigated by Inspector on the day prior to the incident?
So there's actually 2 options we can pick. We can actually pick the article or the head, the wig. But you know, the head. Yes. I don't think it changes the dollar or anything. It just gives you 2 options, which I think is a nice touch. You know? Ah, yes. Let's present the wig when I presented the newspaper. I believe this red hairpiece points to the answer. We might assumed it was part of a disguise used to carry out an undercover investigation.
Surely not. Such a brightly colored hairpiece would only serve to make the inspector more noticeable.
Yeah, that's quite true. It would definitely have made him stand out in a crowd. Except, that is, in a crowd of gentlemen from the Red-Headed League. Oh, shoot! I forgot to point out, Ryunosuke has a new pose because he no longer has Karma on his side. You know his confident pose where he's always holding the sword?
Oh,
So,
you're right.
Oh, yeah.
right.
So if he does it again, you'll actually kind of notice it's the same pose Phoenix Wright does when he's,
I noticed it,
the
yeah.
smug. Yeah.
The Red-Headed League?
So, you've already worked it out.
What on earth is this all about? Is this such an extraordinary league of gentlemen?
Well,
Like
there
that
was, but
still-
the movie kind of bombed the whole thing, so I mean, I'm not really sure about that.
The Red-Headed League is currently under investigation for a grand deception.
A deception of what nature, counsel?
They've been targeting red-headed men across all of London and tricking them out of small sums of money. 2 men were arrested for the misdemeanor only yesterday, in fact.
My lord, the defense calls for those 2 men to be summoned at once.
Oh no.
2 redheads?
Why are you so concerned about the why two red? What's the problem with that exactly?
When I was a boy, I was bullied by a ginger.
Okay. Well, that's
These
very
might be the same people.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I
been
see.
a while, so. Inspector Gregson clearly infiltrated the Red-Headed League using this hairpiece. So it's very likely that he had direct contact with these criminals. And it's quite possible that such contact led to more serious events.
I concur that we cannot, in good conscience, leave this new avenue unexplored.
I mean, we could, but that just make us bad that just make us bad lawyers.
You were going to say detectives, weren't you?
Yes.
At
I
this point,
mean-
you might as well be a detective.
Yeah.
I see that Mr. Jones is drilling off on you.
No.
Well done, Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, it's another possible line of inquiry for us, at least.
The prosecution will make immediate arrangements for these charged men to appear. Bring these 2 red-headed league conspirators before me, Prosecutor Asogi.
At once, my lord.
Very good. We will have a 30-minute recess. Court is adjourned.
Well, the to be continued is not at the beginning of the video. For once. No, we're not saving the game.
To be continued right now.
2nd of November, 12:33 p.m., the Old Bailey, Defendant's Ending Chamber.
Well, there you are, Otto.
What kept you, my dear fellow?
Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Gina.
You sure about what you said in there? That the boss, actually died the day before? Pretty hard to swallow.
Yes, I was shocked by the revelation too, Gina.
As was I. Possibly more shocked than both of you.
It ain't a competition, but okay.
Lie.
I'm not convinced you're shocked. I think you know. It's not a competition, Mr. Sholmes.
Yeah, see, that's what I said. That's literally what I just said. See, if no one's got my back, Nara Oto's got my back.
But
I have your back, Gina.
Yeah, okay. You know what? She got my back too.
But I was more shocked than all of you put together.
This is the autopsy report question, is it?
Yeah. It's strange that there's no time of death noted. I suppose there's a simple explanation, or perhaps it was a deliberate omission.
Oh dear. If it was deliberate, it puts me in the mind of the last case we worked on. And Dr. Safe.
I know. Anyway, it seems that on the day before Lord Van Zieks discovered his body, Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Headed League. So perhaps something happened with them. Come to think of it, you had trouble with those League men too, didn't you, Mr. Sholmes? You were taken in by their trick.
No.
Uh-huh.
Naturally, I wasn't taken in, as you put it.
Uh-huh.
My sleuthhound interest was merely piqued slightly by the rare scent of a weekly £4 income.
So you were taken in. And that scent masked the underlying scent of deception, I suppose.
The two criminals in question are apparently saw being arrested yesterday, aren't they?
Yeah, because otherwise they'd be new models.
You missed it. I don't need the meta commentary from you.
Fine, I'll just go.
It missed the show's sleep, I mean.
That's right, Suze. And it was me who took him in. Thanks to a tip-off by a good law-abiding citizen.
Indeed, yours truly.
Good law-abiding. I don't know about the law-abiding part, but sure.
I don't know about the good part.
Wait, what'd you say?
I don't know about the good part.
What did Final say?
Oh, sorry.
I said I pay my taxes.
I'm not... Really?
I can't see it, but I am shifting my eyes.
Well, yeah, your eyes are closed right now.
So it's gonna be that pair in the witness stand next, is it? Something doesn't quite make sense to me, though. The day before Inspector Gregson was found, you hadn't had trouble with the Red-Headed League yet, had you? Why would the inspector have been investigating them?
Well, the likely explanation would be that Gregson's own sleuthhound interest was piqued by the rare scent of a weekly £4 income.
Back when I was going, if you say it's because he needed money, and then
he did it.
Okay, don't tar him with the same brush. Okay, all right. Okay. I got it.
Oh.
Me like, okay, hang on. For a second there, I could not even parse out what you were saying. Don't tar him with the same brush as you, Sholmes. He makes money.
Yeah, he does actually make money. Probably more money than what Sholmes does, actually, thinking about it.
doesn't make money anymore.
Thanks.
Wow, baby.
Right in front of Gina. Okay.
Dang. Yeah.
It's fine.
well,
It's fine. It's my character. I'm allowed to say that.
Then there's the whole issue of Inspector Gregson being investigated by Lord Van Zeeks for some reason.
Very bad. The Red-Headed League. Inspector Gregson. Lord Van Zeeks.
And Kazuma.
Oh,
And
I guess he's
Knuckles.
there too.
And Knuckles!
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
I feel as though he knew we'd arrive at this point somehow.
Gosh, I think you're right. It would be more possible for Dante from the Devil May Cry series to show up in this game since it's from the same company.
It is. What's he really trying to achieve here today?
All the answers will soon be revealed. Observe the time, my dear fellow. This recess will be over very shortly.
Yeah, you're right.
That was a fast 30 minutes.
Kazuma was determined that he should be the one to prosecute this trial. And he was determined that I should take the defense. Just what is it that he's hoping to make me see, I wonder?
Don't you see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, man? Come on.
I get the feeling we're a long way from the end of this trial yet.
It's because they're square and they have cinnamon swirls on them.
Are you ready then, Mrs. Sato?
Yes!
30-minute recess, all broken down within 6-8 minutes or something. 2nd of November, 1 p.m. The Old Bailey courtroom.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the closed court hearing of Baroque Van Zeeks, here present, who stands accused of murder. Now then, Prosecutor Asogi,
My lord,
have you summoned the witnesses as requested?
yes, the two members of the Red-Headed League who planned and carried out the deception. They arrived not long ago from the local prison by police carriage.
Very good. Meredith, usher the two men into the courtroom.
Oh boy. He just has a plate of spaghetti. Just to further remind you, he's Italian.
You know what? I was about to say something, but then I remembered this is Capcom and it's all Street Fighter. Understood. Anyway. These two men are currently being held by the police on suspicion of attempted extortion. You may omit your occupations, but state your names for the court. Now.
I am Fabien de Rousseau, a descendant of the great de Rousseau family from Nice, in France. Is it Nice? It is Nice, isn't it? Is that how you pronounce that?
Tomato, tomato?
I'm pretty
Okay, come here, Google.
Mon Dieu.
Pronunciation.
Oh boy. Pretty sure it's Nice. Because it's not nice. I know it's not nice, so.
Nietzsche.
Yeah, it's Nice.
Nice? Okay.
It's Nice.
Okay.
It's Nice.
Okay. I'm gonna butcher the French accent, but at least I got that correct the first go round.
And my name is Peppino de Rossi.
Oh God, it's Peppino!
I am the third son of the great Familia de Rossi, the landowners from Napoli. The two men first became acquainted at a boarding school for European nobility.
Those who graduate from TMIS are the future leaders of Europe. I gotta find something. But do you have any idea how boring it is to be born with noble blood?
Oh, poor you.
I make it my mission to get the better of the world by employing the little grey cells of my brain.
How old are you? And how old is your friend? And how did you meet in boarding school? Because you guys look like you're from separate generations.
25?
25?
26.
No, wrong.
26,
Next.
sure. But 25?
Wrong. Next.
That is all I am trying to do, huh? So, that's the only reason for this whole grand deception you've been carrying out? Oui, you could say that.
Eh? Here's the grand ideals, but the petty plans. This strange combination is of the charm of the hilarious brothers.
Did he just Mario jump?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
See, couple?
What's with these games' obsession of putting Mario-like characters in them?
I don't know. Listen to me, Peppino. I have two things to say to you.
Eh? Yeah? Are you about to tell me one of your grandy anecdotes? Eviva!
Firstly, I want you to stop calling me the couple. And secondly, we are not the hilarious brothers. This is serious business.
Chapello, then it is the couple's trump card, the furrowed brow. It is deep, eh, couple? The furrow and the meaning of your words?
What is going on?
The court has been led to believe that under the banner of the Red-Headed League, you have conspired to swindle money from unsuspecting members of the public. Is this true?
Oui? C'est ça. I cannot. C'est ça? C'est quoi? C'est... Mon Dieu.
Well, it's a good thing that we all can speak the universal language of Japanese. Yes. And what exactly was the nature of this deception by which you planned to defraud?
Alors, I will explain it.
No, couple. Leave it to me.
Oh no.
As you see, we both have vivid red hair, no? At school, we were teased for this without pity. The couple here, he is many times behind the schoolhouse, crying like the Trevi fountain. Oui, so the dogs. One day the world will respect us redheads. Wah! Every night he would bury his head in his pillow and weep in the...
C'est bien, Peppino. Enough. I will explain the rest. The first step was the newspaper advertisement. About 1 week before the plan was put into operation, we listed the same notice in every paper in London. Yeah, we saw that notice. It was this one, I believe, entitled To the Red-Headed League. League? C'est ça. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up later, because if he's gonna say that a lot, I'm gonna have to make sure I say that right. I'm honored that you have seen it. It states that the only condition for joining the league is having flame-colored hair, and that if you satisfy the interview panel and are admitted into the league, you could receive a weekly income of £4.
On the date specified, red-headed hopefuls gathered in droves at a park specified in the advertisement. And from each person present, this pair took an application fee of 5 shillings.
And with the money, to France! It was the plan most elegant, no?
No, it was most dishonorable.
Oh.
But to be frank, I'm stunned anybody was foolish enough to be taken in by such an obvious trick.
Everyone glares at Sholmes.
The park was described by one witness as a choked with red-headed folk like a Costa's orange barrel.
And the day on which all of these men gathered to apply was the day before the victim was discovered. Crucially, these two men spoke face-to-face with every single person present that day.
Really? I've seen more red-headed people in one day than I will see in the rest of my life.
See! And now, every time I see the couple's hair, I feel sick to my stomach.
Anyway, I have even someone here today.
Why are you two friends?
Sorry? The date for our trial was not until tomorrow, I was told.
Naturally, neither of these men had been told any details about this trial.
Yes, that would have been a little important to know.
Yeah, that seems...
This is a close trial, remember?
Oh, is it really?
I mean, you wouldn't notice that by the fact there's so many people here, but yes, it is a close trial.
They've only been shown this photograph.
Very good. So, Mr. De Rousseau and Mr. De Rossi, you will now give your formal testimony for the court on the subject of the gentleman pictured in this photograph.
Of course. We are always ready to help with the law. Really?
What? No, you're not.
I'm sure you only want to help so you can lighten up your sentencing or something. Anyway, the man in the photograph. We're not reading this. We're gonna save this for the next video because we're a little bit out of time now. So we will all see you then.
I can't wait for him to throw his glasses and lose them.